Welcome to my latest video. Okay, so today we're going to be painting the Terminator. Are you ready? Keep an eye on this one, there's going to be lots and lots of stencils and it'll be coming thick and fast. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that you can receive updates when I release new videos. Also give me a follow on Instagram and a like on Facebook. Thank you. It is time for stencil number 1. This first stencil is nice and easy, it's just an outline. I'm going to be spraying some black into it. I'm just weighing it down with some spray cans. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video on YouTube as well for me, I'd really appreciate it. So as the stencil's not covering the whole main piece of paper, I'm just going to shield the paint from going onto it. It doesn't really matter too much, but it is black paint, so if we put a lighter colour on it, it will show through. So I'm just using another sheet of gloss paper to stop it going anywhere that we don't really want it to go. A little bit goes over, it doesn't really matter. There you go, there's the black outline, that's stencil number 1 complete. Now time for stencil number 2. This one will start, Arnie will start to take shape. This will be for the highlights. If anyone's interested in how I make these stencils, please leave a comment below. I will do a video if there's enough people wanting to see how you can make multiple stencils for one painting. The colour I'm using here is just a light cream colour. We're going to spray some white over it as well once we're finished. You'll notice I'm using my palette knife just to hold this stencil down in certain places where it's popping up. You can probably tell it's not the first time I've used this stencil, so they tend to not sit flush with the paper on the bottom. You can use weights for this of course, like I've done in some other paintings, but with this stencil you'll see a lot of the cutouts are really small and really close together, so sometimes it's quite tricky to get a weight in between those lines. Okay, so we're nearly ready to take this stencil off. There we are. And as you can see, that is big Arnie, but you could probably leave it like that if you didn't want to cut any more stencils. That looks pretty good the way it is. Got a nice background in, but we're going to go another one. We're going to go another couple of stencils here, add in some grey tones. And here is stencil number 3. This is going to be a grey colour that we're going to put on top here. And I'm going to shield the background paper again because I don't want too much grey coming through. Just using a torn off sheet of gloss paper. You'll see that this stencil is really fine cutouts, really small areas that we're going to be spraying in. So we'll just leave some darker kind of highlights. Ready to take this one off, and whoops, oops, just stuck a little bit at the bottom there. Doesn't matter, we're okay. You can just see some of the little grey highlights coming through on this one. And now it's time for stencil number 4. Again, this one we're going to use a slightly lighter shade of grey, and it will just add some more detail to the Terminator. What's your favourite Big Arnie catchphrase? Leave a comment below with the one that you remember the most. I think my favourite is, "Get to the chopper!" No, maybe my favourite one was, "Put that cookie down! Now!" Time to take this one off, and yes, there we are. You can see the grey highlights on the jacket there and on the gun. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put stencil number 1 back on, so I'm not happy with the way that the light coloured highlights came out, so I'm just going to spray a couple more on there where there's a couple of areas that I feel could do with a touch up. Right, that's looking pretty good now. I'm just going to use a small brush with some black paint and touch up some of the darker areas now. And sorry if my head gets in the way in bits and pieces here, I really had to look closely to see what bits I was filling in. Won't last too long though. Right, we are looking good. As you can see, I've put on, with spray cans here and some weights, the inner part of the first stencil that we used, completely covering Arnie, the gun, and the bit of the bike that we can see. Now we're ready to spray in the background. You can do this any way you want. For this one I'm just going to use red, white and blue and a bit of black for the edges. Right, time to give the background a bit more detail. Get a piece of magazine paper, any glossy paper will do, scrunch it up a bit, just place it on lightly on top of the wet paint, tab it down a couple of places and pull it off and you'll get some textured effects. You've seen me doing this with planets and stuff in the past. This time we're just doing it randomly, completely random, so we can get some texture. Now we're going to grab a can of white and we're going to spray right on top of all of the stencil cutouts that we've laid down. This is going to make Arnie pop out of the page. I'm just holding down the edges here with my palette knife. This stencil wants to curl up and it wants to let the paint go underneath, but we are not going to let it. We will win. Now we're ready for the big reveal. I'm just going to carefully pry up the stencils here. I've already removed all of the weights and the spray cans. Here comes the gun, off it comes. And here comes the big one, the man himself, Big Arnie. Let's see how he turned out. Yes, nice! See how the white makes him pop out, makes him stand out from the background. Doesn't blend in too much with the white that's on him. It creates a nice outline. And I like this one so much that I made one for myself. Dun, 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 dun. There he is, pride of place above his own Terminator Dark Fate Funko Pop. Thanks for watching. Be sure and hit that like button and subscribe for further updates. This is Sprayartguy signing out.